It's been a while, hasn't it? But let me explain. After Confuzzled had ended, I said to myself I was going to completely focus on getting a place of my own. After I graduated, I spent a year living with my mum, and I had a job back in my university town, but that was like nearly 2 hours of a bus ride. Now, the original plan was to move in with someone miles earlier, but that sort of fell apart. So after Confuzzled, I completely focused on a place of my own, close to work. And I went to a few house viewings, checked around some places, every night on the laptop, just searching for somewhere that was close. And in the end, I found somewhere. However, the process for getting this house was an absolute nightmare. So it's late June, I've just been paid, and I decide that this is the place I want. So I go to the estate agent and say, hey, I looked at this house last week and I would like to live there. Where do I sign and where do I give the money to? Now, there were some issues from the get-go. You see, I'm actually part-time, even though in my job I'm technically full-time. It's a case of, if you're on a 20-hour contract at where I'm working, that counts for them as full-time. Everywhere else it's part-time. And even though I'm on really good pay, I was still under the bracket for you don't need a guarantor to live here then. So there was getting a guarantor, and that proved a problem. References were a worry because for the past 3 years I'd been living in student accommodation, and if I wasn't a student accommodation, I was living with my mum. So I didn't have any landlord references. Now, it wasn't my estate agent sorting this out. There was a middleman to do all the background checks. And you know what? I'm just going to name and shame Expedient. They were a nightmare to deal with. So, you know, if you ever have to deal with Expedient for whatever reason, just brace yourself, because it's a shit show. If it wasn't a problem with my work reference, it was a problem contacting my guarantor. If it wasn't a problem contacting my guarantor, it was them not being able to contact my old student accommodation. I emailed them at least twice with my payslips like they'd asked me to, and I never heard from them. But they were ringing my work saying,
we haven't got their payslips yet. What can you do about this? They haven't got back to us.
They got my guarantor's email address wrong 5 times. He was on the other end of the phone, spelling it letter by letter, and they still got it wrong 5 times. That's quite impressive. But the main thing that really angered me, and I just want to be clear, I work in the service industry, so I don't get mad at people often if something's going wrong. I get how it feels for stuff to sort of fall apart and you can't do anything. So I have never lost my temper or even slightly raised my voice at the person helping me, either in person or over the phone. I've never done that. But this was the only exception. This is the first time I've ever done that. So one day I get a text about 8 a.m-ish saying,
we have previously tried to contact you about your current landlord. Please call us on this number.
and I'm sat there thinking, what do you mean current landlord? I'm living with my mum. So I ring him up and I ask her, saying, you said that you need notice from my current landlord. I've been living with my mum for a year now. And this person on the other phone was going,
Oh, you are? Oh, I didn't know that. It doesn't say that on your file. Well, what about where you used to live, your old student accommodation? We've tried emailing them.
and I immediately said to him, don't bother emailing them. They get tons of emails from students all the time with asking about rent and problems with their flat. You're better off calling them. They respond with,
Oh, well, we've tried that as well. Can you just go and contact them and, tell them that we want to speak to them?
and this is in July. This is like in the middle of the summer holidays. So not a lot of people are going to be at that student accommodation, if anybody. And where I used to live, you could not get in without a key card. If you have a key card, you can go wherever you like on that grounds. Without it, it's Fort Knox. And this is where I lost my temper. Well, lost my temper. I raised my voice slightly. I did feel a bit bad about it. So I turned around and say, okay, fine, I will go and do your job for you. However, it is the summer holidays, so I'm not expecting much luck. And I put the phone down. And then about 5 minutes later, I haven't done anything to contact where I used to live. But 5 minutes later, again, email from my old student accommodation saying, yeah, they've rang us, here's what you need to sign, send it back to us, we'll sign it, you print it off because we can't send it on because the Data Protection Act, send it into your estate agents. What Expedient couldn't do in 2 weeks, I got done in 15 minutes. There were just so many problems going forward with this. At one point, I was terrified that the landlord of this place would turn around and just say, "No, you're not going in because of how much problems we've had trying to get you here. You can't be trusted to pay rent if it's taken this long." But in the middle of August, I finally get a call from the estate agents saying, "Hey, you're good, you can come and pick up the keys whenever you like. Tell us when you want to move in." I almost didn't feel any joy from that. I was so tired. I was like, oh my God, it's over. Thank God it's over. But all that aside, I'm really glad to be here. It's not a 2-hour journey to work and from work. It's a nice, quiet little neighborhood. My flatmates seem really nice too, so that's a plus. And I finally have my own space to film and do other stuff that I like. Go and see my friends more regularly. I'm actually waiting on a desk to be delivered today, so they'll have a proper setup and this will be more decorated for the next time I film. So the plan going forward for this channel. Christmas time is coming up and I will be working a lot. So for now, I'm probably going to try and do maybe 2 videos a month, but if only one pops out, then there's no surprise there. For starters, I'm just going to be really casual with my videos going forward because I don't know how much time I'm going to have to write, to shoot, to edit. I can be called into work at any time, so who knows. But hopefully you'll stick around and hopefully you'll enjoy whatever garbage I'm going to produce. Because it's a lot of fun to just sit around and pretend to be a dog and shout to a camera. I have written some scripts already for a few videos that I want to do. Like I said, it's just finding the time to do them now. Alright, so that's my update. That's where I've been, that's what I've been doing. That's been my nightmare for the past 2 months. I hope you enjoy my ramblings at least. And I'll see you later.